Hey guys, okay, so I liked doing that Misfits market box so much that I figured I love to cook. Why not make a little cooking video and do my creamy chicken soup recipe? It's going to be a little different than what I posted in the blog. I do not have a can of spinach, so we're going to use fresh kale from our Misfits box. And I'm gonna add in potatoes and celery and a little chicken stock too, which is not part of the recipe on the blog either. But in my blog, I told you I like to change things up. So I did start this video a little bit earlier, but these onions were a killer. So I decided to chop them up off camera because I am like still tearing up a little bit. So what you want to do first is take your onion. These are purple onions, but you can use any kind of onion you want. We're going to start our Instant Pot on saute. I'm going to drop it down to normal. Any time doesn't matter because we're going to be watching it. So I chopped up my onion already. I already put some olive oil just to coat the bottom of the Instant Pot. You can also do this in a pot on the stove or a crock pot too. Now I'm gonna add to my onions some mushrooms. I got some Baby Bella mushrooms, which I love, just to give it a little more texture. We're just gonna rough chop these. I'm not gonna worry too much about what they look like. They'll be hidden pretty well in the sauce anyway. Man, those onions were a killer. Oh my gosh, my nose is like going crazy. My eyes are burning, but they're so worth it. All right, so I have them in all different shapes and sizes. It really doesn't matter how you cut it up. It's for a soup, so we're not too worried about it. Whatever's easiest. One more. Got some thick ones, some thin ones, and everything else. Now I also want to add to this is some of my celery. I'm going to take about half of my celery and I'm going to saute it because I don't know, there's something about it. I really like the sauteed celery. So we're going to cut these up, you know, not too big but not too tiny either. You don't want them to completely disintegrate and not have that in your soup there. You can, I already had cleaned these ones, so I don't have the leaves, but you can add the leaves to it too. Don't be afraid to add the whole thing of celery. So now that my olive oil is in there, I'm going to take these and just dump them in. Give that nice sizzle. All right, and we're also going to add in some of the garlic powder. You can use whatever garlic powder you want, or you can do fresh garlic too. That would be good. As much garlic as you want. And a little bit of salt and pepper. And we'll put in a little bit of our chili powder too. I usually do paprika, but I am out of paprika too. I'll give that a stir and let it go. So we'll get our other vegetables in here. I also pre-cut my chicken. This time I used boneless, skinless breasts and cut them up into like little cubes, enough where it'll fit on your spoon with the other veggies and whatnot in your soup, and you don't have to be cutting up meat. I also put on here salt, pepper, garlic powder, and turmeric. So it's just kind of been sitting in there for a little bit. So I'm going to take these, the rest of my celery, give these a nice little rough chop. And don't be afraid to add extra stuff. Don't skimp here. Add as many veggies as you want. You could add peppers, you could add carrots. So here goes one piece of celery for the dogs. I'm also going to use these little potatoes that we got from the Misfit Market. I'm going to cube them up, not crazy small, you know, a pretty decent sized chop, because you don't want those to get lost in the soup either. And just keep an eye on your Instant Pot or your pot on the stove or your crock pot. Make sure nothing's burning in there. I can hear it. It's doing pretty good. I make this soup a lot. I'll have to show you guys my teriyaki chicken over rice recipe too. I might do that tomorrow night. Alright. Got some nice potatoes in here. I'm going to give that a stir after this potato, and then I'll have 2 more. Looking good. We are kind of just giving those vegetables that are in there a little browning, a little saute, give them some extra flavor so they're just not just floating around in the soup. You want to have that nice caramelized flavor in there. I'm not the neatest chopper in the world. I'm sure Gordon Ramsay would have a field day with me, but in a soup, I don't find it matters too much. All right, I'm going to cut off some of the kale as well and put that in my bucket. Take the top off here. We'll use the rest of that for a salad. I'm going to give this a somewhat fine chop. You don't want huge long pieces, but you want it chunky enough where it's going to stay its shape. Alright, I'm just going to put this right into our vegetable bucket for now. So, throw this back in the fridge. At this point, we'll take out our bag of frozen broccoli. This time I got the chopped broccoli. You can do the broccoli for florets too, if you like the bigger chunks of broccoli. So this is browning nicely. I will bring you over. Hopefully the steam doesn't get in your way too much, but it's got a nice brown to it. So now we're going to add our chicken. I wonder if I can get you to stay up. So I'm just going to take my chicken and I'm just going to throw it in there. And of course, I am a mom, so my sink is full right now. So this is in like one of those cooking shows. I actually have dishes in my sink. My floor is dirty, and it's okay. Alright, so the chicken is in there. We're going to let that go for a little bit. I want to talk to you a little bit about what else you can add. You can go for peppers if you like it spicy. add a jalapeno pepper in there, or a chili. You can also, I'm using some chicken broth, but you could use beef broth. You could use just water, milk. You could add in almond milk if you prefer that. One of the main things that makes this soup different is the cream of mushroom. I'm using Campbell's today, but I've used Hannaford brand. I've used the Progresso creamy mushroom soup. Just anything creamy and mushroom. That's like the base of the soup. I also, tonight for spices, we're gonna do turmeric. I've had like this weird cold lately and my back has been acting up, so the turmeric is gonna help lower the inflammation on my back. Salt and pepper, of course. We're gonna do chili powder tonight because that's what I feel like. And some garlic powder. You can use fresh garlic too. So now that that is like sauteing up a little bit, we just want to get a nice outer layer on the chicken. So I'm going to bump up my saute to high so it gives it a, not a crispy edge, but browns up that edge really nice. If you like the Misfits box from earlier, I did put a link on that video where you can order and you can get 25% off your first box, which is really cool. They're normally like, I want to say $35 a box for that, the big box. But with the 25% off, I paid like $30.75, something like that. It comes by FedEx. So it's really nice. They come right to the door. It was kind of heavy, so be ready for that. Also, if you like this cooking video, let me know. I know I'm like not a professional. I don't have professional lighting. I have a sink full of dishes. But if you like this video, let me know, because I would love to share my recipes and my cooking skills with you guys. So I think that would be really cool. I love to watch them, so I figured why not do it? So you just keep stirring this. I want to get like that nice white on the chicken there, just so I know it's doing its job getting cooked. I don't want any illnesses here. So now that that's got a nice white to it, I'm gonna throw in my frozen broccoli. I took it right out of the freezer. Just throw it in there exactly how it is. It's a soup, so you don't have to worry about too much moisture. I actually have the chicken broth ready, just in case there's not enough moisture in the soup. Alright, so that is looking good already. So now we have our chicken, our broccoli, the onions, mushrooms, and celery is mixed throughout that. So we'll give that a minute to just soak in. I'm gonna add my spices. Hopefully the camera is okay there. I know you really can't see the Instant Pot, it's kind of in the background. Sometimes I like to put the lid on too, to make it a little faster, especially if you're on a time crunch. Cook the chicken a little faster than normal. You can also do, you can also pop this off to pressure cook, which it'll just like speed up the process. Before you do the pressure cook, add some of your chicken broth or add your can of cream of mushroom before you do that, because you want liquid in there. All we have right now is the water from the broccoli and a little bit of olive oil, so that's not quite enough. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add my cream of mushroom. Just pop that right in there. Make sure you get it all. You want all those good mushroom chunks that are in there, even though we added mushroom tonight too. so that's not going to, that's going to give it like a creamy base, but it's not going to fill it up with enough liquid to make it a soup. So I also want to add some chicken broth. For this, I mean, as you can see, I don't measure pretty much anything. I add until it's the consistency that I want my soup to be at. So tonight we want a nice full soup, so we're gonna just put the whole thing in. It's not even a full container. I had used a little bit of it, so probably like 3/4 of this container. We're gonna give that a stir. Sounds kind of weird, don't mind that. I'm gonna throw in my other veggies. So this is the potatoes, the other celery, and the kale. So we're gonna throw all that right in. That's good. Now I want to just go ahead and do another round of spices. I like a lot of spices in everything I eat. So we're gonna do salt. You don't need too much of that. Pepper. Turmeric. You don't have to add this. My back has been acting up, my muscle spasms, so I love to add turmeric to anything when that's happening. And it doesn't change the taste too much. It kind of just helps me and nobody else notices it. I'm also gonna add some chili powder. This is Dollar Tree brand, I believe, or Christmas Tree Shop, one of those. We'll add a good amount of that. And then a good amount of the garlic powder. I love garlic powder. Makes everything better. Good heaping. Probably, I'd say about 2 to 3 tablespoons of garlic powder. Now we're just gonna give that a stir, mix in everything together. Get everything down a little bit. Alright, so now that I've mixed everything in, I had sauteed the onions, mushrooms, celery, and chicken for a few minutes just to get it going. I'm going to hit cancel. We're going to put the top on. Now, I don't know if anybody has an Instant Pot. You're going to want to turn this little dial here to sealing, okay? So we're going to pop our lid on. It's on sealing. We're going to hit pressure cook. Make sure it's high pressure. And we're going to do this for 25 minutes. And let that go. When that's done, I'll pop it on slow cook, do a quick release of the pressure, and let it slow cook until we're ready to eat. And that's all you have to do. And just serve it in your bowls. So make sure you subscribe and like, and let me know if you like this video. If you did, I'll do more.
I don't want it anymore.
Okay. If not, I'll just keep posting videos of the chickens and ducks. Thank you guys. Have a good night and enjoy this recipe if you use it.